closing your eyes and taking a few deep breaths. Sitting in a comfortable way, alert and at ease. Bringing to mind a difficult situation you've encountered. Some current situation in which you maybe feel stuck. Something that brings up some emotional reactivity. Whether it be fear or anger or hurt. Any experience to which you'd like to bring mindfulness and compassion with this practice of rain. It could be a relationship, some conflict of misunderstanding. It could be something that goes on with your own behavior, some addictive tendency. It could be something around work or not working, or perhaps feelings of loneliness or isolation. Any situation in which you may feel reactive in some way. Take some moments to enter the experience, visualizing the scene or the situation, remembering how you felt, the words spoken, the actions taken, sensing into the most distressing moments. As you reflect on the situation, ask yourself, what is happening inside me right now? And we'll start with the R of rain. Recognize. What are you most aware of as you reflect on this challenging, stuck, or triggering situation? What emotions come up? What sensations or thoughts? Take a moment to become aware of whatever is predominant or the emotional tone of the situation. Moving on to the A of rain, allow. Noticing and making space for whatever experience you're having. Letting it be what it is. You might experience with mentally whispering, it's okay, let it be. You might find you want to push past it, push it away, and noticing that, and making room for that as well. Then comes the I of rain, investigate. Bringing an interested and kind attention to your experience. Considering the following questions. What's the worst part of this? What's the most painful thing I'm believing? What emotions does this bring up? Where in my body am I experiencing these emotions? And how does it feel? Are these feelings familiar? Something I've experienced before? If the most vulnerable, hurting part of me could communicate, what would it express? What does this part of me need most? And finally, the N for nurture, calling on the wisest, most compassionate part of your being, offering yourself what you need most. A loving message, perhaps a tender inward embrace. You might gently place a hand on your heart. You might visualize yourself surrounded by soft, luminous light. Or imagine someone you trust holding you with love. Experiment to discover what works best for you to feel nurtured and nurturing. Offering care inwardly and letting it be received. Relaxing now and entering into the heart space that has emerged. Resting in this awareness and tending to the quality of your presence. Open, tender. Asking yourself, what is my sense of my being? And what has shifted from the beginning of the meditation? Closing with this poem by Adrienne Rich called In Those Years. In those years, people will say you lost track of the meaning of we, of you. We found ourselves reduced to I, and the whole thing became silly, ironic, terrible. We were trying to live a personal life and say yes, and that was the only life we could bear witness to. But the great, dark birds of history screamed and plunged into our personal weather, and they were headed somewhere else, but their beaks and pinions drove along the shore through the rags of fog where we stood saying I.